now I'm like da 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 da. Want my peace now. It feels so free now. My ex sent me a text today. It was titled Ex by Kiana Lede. I see you know the words. I didn't understand what she wanted to say. 'Cause every time I see your face, I get irritated. We just can't fake it no more. No more. No more. Y'all fuck with it? My ex sent me a text today. She texted me today. I didn't know what to say. You drunk? Secretly too soon. She said, fuck her. Already. We hadn't done that in so long. Tag me on the Instagram. Hey. And now I'm like, how y'all doing? Thanks for coming. Hey. And now I'm like, so long. I appreciate y'all for coming out. I appreciate y'all for all the love. My heart is so full right now.
I'm in that walk with some people who want to see me fall. I ain't gonna let them knock me off. I'ma stand up tall. When you mature, you sit stir, you no longer crawl. The closest ones to me, I don't feel out here. Say I'm too mean, so she said she had to call it quit. But in the meantime, I'm over here just stacking chips. Ain't chasing the soul. Ay, oh na na, oh na na, ay, oh na 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 na, oh na na. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Hey, hey.
You're gonna have to learn to be okay that you're not for everybody. Your tea is not for everybody's cup. But it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your tea. You're just not for that cup. Like, take it for what it is and go find a cup that wants your tea.
That's right.
Okay, got a cup for tea. Good evening, and welcome to Hot Pink Radio. Welcome to the Hot Pink Letter. And I have some very special guests tonight. Of course, my co-host Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie, what you doing? You still cooking?
I am almost done trying to get this chicken salad done. Almost done. Hey, how are you guys?
Okay,
Good,
now, every time
good.
you go on, you be cooking. So I'm like I told you before, we're gonna have to have a cooking show.
I am
So
ready.
okay, and the fact that you said that you're ready, just I mean, it just explodes my heart because I'm the type of person I love to find out, different new recipes. Because I don't know if y'all are anything like me, but I get stuck in a one menu of, like a very short list of things that I eat,
Yes,
and then
ma'am.
now that I've had to rearrange my life pretty much, I need some recipes, that's going to enhance my palate, if I can
I
say.
can
Absolutely.
help you with that. I am right now. I'm cooking fried catfish with a Cajun creamy crawfish sauce over a
Oh,
bed of dirty rice.
girl, look, I'm gonna need you to sign up for DoorDash so they can run me my plate.
That part.
Okay. And then I also have my beautiful friend Kimberly Wade. Okay. She
Yes.
gotten married, and I am so happy for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Is your wife there?
She is.
Hey, Mrs. Wade, how are you?
Mrs. Wade.
I'm here.
Next our girl up, baby. Miss up. And I'm so here for it. And Kimberly, I've known you for a number of years into the double digits. Okay.
Yes.
And, we've gone through some ups and downs together. And
Yes.
like I told you, when you first even announced that you were engaged, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think people probably thought you was with the last, with whoever, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But no, but you kept it very, very close to your vest, which of course you shared your
Mm-hmm.
happiness. And when I saw the post, I knew immediately what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, go, Kimberly. Okay. I see
Yes.
something has set in, something has resonated about this whole social media life and even just relationships in general. So I want
Yes.
you to introduce yourself and your new wife and just kind of go into what was your reasoning behind that? Because of course now that you're married, it's out there, but in
Mm-hmm.
the process, the dating process, the engagement process up to the date of the marriage, what was your thinking behind that? And feel free to take the
Well, um, well, I'll say that this is probably 2 years in the making. Um, and let me introduce myself. I am now Miss Kimberly, Mrs. Kimberly Wade, and my wife, Nico Wade. Um, but when I the way that the reason I did it the way that I did is because one, I don't need validation, right? And a lot of times people get on social media for likes and for people clapping them and congratulating them. But when you find real love, when you find an authentic thing, and and the person you're with know what it is, that's the only validation we need, right? God being the head of our relationships and our lives, individually and collectively. We didn't I don't, at this place in my life, and she doesn't do social media at all, so um we didn't need that. And I know people's opinion can sometimes make things a little difficult, so I personally did it the way that I did. And if you, even the posts that are out there now, I didn't post them. Nieces, cousins, people have shared pictures, and I'm okay with that because we're not a secret, right? But in the world that we live in, everybody is looking for likes and validation and people to say things. And what I don't want, because I am a spiritual person, I don't like to allow too much to be spoken over my situation, because
okay.
you can speak someone can speak a thing over your life or over your situation, and if it's spoken long enough, it will manifest into something. And so, because I am spiritual and I understand that this thing is spiritual, and there we are in something called warfare, that I understand that I had to protect not just myself, but my at the time soon to be wife, now wife, and in our relationship and the building of that. So to social media world, it looked like, oh my God, they just got engaged. Now they married. It happened so fast. But truth be told, there's some backstory to us. And I mean, I don't care to share it here, but
Of course.
there's some backstory to us, and it wasn't anything overnight. I promise you. She would even tell you that there was a no before there was a yes. So,
And
but
and
we are
sometimes there has to be, no is a complete sentence, and it's not an ending.
absolutely,
It's definitely
absolutely,
not an ending. It's just a an answer that if you want to change the narrative, if you want to change that complete sentence, because yes is also a complete sentence. If you want to change it,
absolutely,
do what it takes to change the situation.
absolutely.
So,
And so we did it that way too. Well, I'm gonna always do things my own way, but we
mhm,
did it that way to um, protect us. Uh, and sometimes you have to keep the naysayers at bay, because we know how people can speak ill will of a thing. And but nonetheless, we're here, forever waits, and
right.
we gonna do this thing.
I
Yes,
know that's right.
ma'am.
And you laughing, the smile on your face. I mean, it does my heart good. I mean, I actually can feel it in the pit of my stomach, and I don't know if it's just because I know you, or
Mm,
and because I am so happy for you. To not only have gotten to where you are now, but because I know a little bit about the journey and the lessons
yes,
that you had to learn. I've had to learn some of the same lessons myself, so I
right.
definitely get it. So to know there is a light at the end of the tunnel,
There
there is
is.
a light at the end of the healing. We make mistakes so that we can
Yes,
correct them. So, so not so we can go back, and keep going round and round and round with the same story,
yes,
but so
yes,
when that true, authentic, genuine thing comes along, then you will handle it with care, okay,
yes,
and protect it and protect yourself. Just just because nobody else is going to protect you, like you said.
absolutely.
There can be so much evil spoken over a relationship. I've experienced that, and I'm not ashamed to say that I've experienced it in my last relationship. There was so much hate, and there was so many people that had an opinion about, then it's like it's hard to really focus and make sure that you are operating in that relationship according to who you are, and not according to the opinions and musings of someone else.
Right. Right. Well, a lot of times people want you to be in your relationship how they want you to be.
Right.
And what I've noticed about people speaking on a thing, be it a relationship, friendship, whatever it is it's usually somebody they don't dislike you the person, they dislike that power that you possess.
Yes.
And when you
Yes.
are a anointed being, when you are called to do a thing, because what no matter what a person says about Kimberly or Nico, we are who God has created and called us to be, and that thing is manifesting that many times over. And when you've been patient with the thing and you waited for something to manifest, and when you've waited on your higher being, whatever that power is to whomever it is, but
Mhm.
in my case it's Jesus Christ, and in that and when you wait and you hear the voice of God and he speaks to you, and then you move on it, things happen differently when you operate out of the wheel, if that makes
Right.
sense. And so
Yes, ma'am.
where we are and people's speaking on things, they don't dislike us, they dislike the power that they see. And I understand at this place, and both of us, we understand in our walks and our journeys with Christ, is that the anointed attracts attacks. And so we're okay for that. We were fit for this journey. So
Did you read that or you made that up? I tell you, every time I talk to you, you got something new to say. I have to say, this is the key. Get you a friend that you have to sit up with a pen and paper with. Okay? You know, I'm for real, because if you're the smartest one in your crew, you need a new crew. Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
That's it.
I'm just saying.
That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, I mean, so you said this has been like a couple of years in the making, and
Absolutely.
then so now, what are you guys' plan going forward? Because I know.
Okay, so let me back up, because I in that couple of years, my wife understood when she initially reached out to me that she wasn't healed. So
Okay.
she backed off of me
Mm,
because she did not want to hurt me for something that I didn't do. But when she came back, a healed woman, a completely healed woman, then she was able to give me all of her, the pieces of her that she had never shared. And that is what makes this different from anything else we've ever experienced, because we're able to do that for one another.
so that's
Um,
hope.
right,
Well,
right.
give us hope. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things
Absolutely.
not seen. And I'm so glad that you went there, because you know what our topic is about tonight. With the hot
Mhm.
letter, and it's actually perfect. I love the Lord and the way that He does, and the way that He uses me, because I needed someone on this topic that I know what they're talking about, and is working. Healing is a continuous thing.
It's a continuing.
It's always, but going
Hmm.
from there even to now, there's a road. There has been a road. There's been a journey of healing, like you said. And so let's go ahead. Stephanie, I don't know if that's chicken or water. Do I have?
You
But
hear it?
I do hear it. But I mean, if you're busy, then I can read this for myself. Stephanie. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Okay.
That's the me crying. I do
Okay.
apologize.
Okay, well, that's fine. If you can jump in here at any time, I can go ahead and read this. I just usually let you read it because I'll be going off and you don't get a chance to talk. That was a last year.
Yes, ma'am. It doesn't matter. I can read it if you need me to.
Hmm. Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't
Yes,
buy
ma'am.
no
It says,
chicken.
I'm not. I'm not. I got it together. It says, "Dear Hot Pink Letter, it's crazy how women will accept a broken person and end up in a toxic situation. But when the broken person says, 'I need time to heal,' I don't understand part of that statistics. It's not perceived as such. It's assumption, the assumption, sorry, of the
Accusation.
person's playing games. So, and it's signed a broken person. This is a very deep letter. I want to touch back on the young lady. Um, when she was talking, she made a very good statement that led us right into the hot pink letter
Mhm.
about her wife acknowledging that she was still.
You're breaking up a little, Stephanie. So I'm just gonna pick up, but she was alluding to Kimberly to your statement. Are you still there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So she was alluding to your statement in talking about you and Nico's relationship. How when she came, do you mind if I ask you how you met?
I, I I can tell her, baby. She got down in my DM. She
Girl,
got down in my DM.
that's not.
No. Okay, so listen, how we came together this time. She did come into my DM, but Nico and I have known each other through the years. We actually was it 2000 and what 11, babe? 11 or was it 13? Was it 13, baby? Okay. 2013, we connected. Um, and it didn't go anywhere from there, but just a casual. Now listen, I always thought she was a hot girl. Okay. But it didn't go anywhere. But it's the
Can you
DM
hear
for
me?
us.
So Kimberly, you said that you guys um, she came to you a broken person. Now, did she admit to you at that time that she was a broken person, or did you
No,
just
she
recognize it, or what?
no. So when she came, there was some distance. So she approached me via someone else,
Mhm.
and it didn't really go anywhere from there. She kind of backed off and gave herself some time. She didn't tell me that initially. When she came back, is when she admitted that, hey, I was still a broken person, and I didn't want to drag you into my hurt. I didn't want you to be a rebound situation. I didn't want you to be. She calls it an STD, something to do.
Okay.
um, so she gave her own self time to heal, and then she came back correct.
Okay, because you can't
Yeah,
come until you come, unless you come incorrect. That's just really the bottom
absolutely,
line. So,
absolutely.
and if she wants to jump in and join us or and speak up on it,
Okay.
she can definitely do that because
Okay.
I mean, and I would like to ask her, initially,
She,
obviously, she liked you, and
she can hear you. She can
okay,
hear you.
obviously,
Mhm.
you liked Kimberly, and you, what was it? Since you came when you came back, you told her what was it then in that situation initially that said, "No, I'm going to hold off on this situation, get myself to where I need to be." And I mean, did you ever lose hope?
Um, no, I never did.
Okay.
Like you said, when I had first attempted to pursue her, it wasn't through her. It was through her actual best friend, and I was inquiring about her at the time, and then I may have said, a couple of compliments through her DM, but it just disappeared.
Hmm.
Um, it's like I vanished from the face of the earth. And back then, I
Was that
knew
your
that.
doing, or did
Huh?
she dub? Was that your doing, or did she dub you or something, or what? What happened?
No, 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 no. I said, "Hello, how are you? How you been? It's been a minute," and that was just it. That was
Okay.
just cut and dry. It wasn't nothing else, and that was just it. And so time went by, and like I said, I mean, excuse me, like she said, I was dealing with things of correcting myself, and in order for me to be 100% with her, I had to make sure that I was completely healed.
Okay.
And again, I didn't want to take her into anything that I had experienced over the last course of my life. And when I did come correct to her, I think that one of the things that I said to her is that I'm not here to play no games. So when I said that to her, I knew then it was just like, okay, this is something that I know that I'm going to have, for the rest of my life, and I wasn't
Wow.
here to play no games with her, and I've been nothing but an open book, all access since from day one.
Awesome. Oh my God, that sounds so wonderful to hear. So, my thing is that at the point when you did, drop in her DMs, and then you gave your compliment, was there something at that point that says that gave you the signal, like to halt, a red flag, a stop sign, for yourself?
No, I mean I knew.
Mm-hmm.
um
No,
oh
she
when I
talking about
backed
when you
off
backed
back
off,
then.
babe.
Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
I just knew the type of person that I was back then. That again, you can have people that just wake up and just do things just to be doing it, and that's where I was back then, just to be doing stuff.
So it was more
And
about you than about her.
yeah, and I wasn't, again, I didn't know her like I know her now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, like, okay, well, is she this type of person? Blah, blah, blah. I didn't know that because again, I stopped right then and there.
Right.
I to this day, I've never asked her best friend anything about her. Anything that I'm experiencing with her is a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Period.
And
So
so you said when you came back, you knew that you wanted it to be a for everything. There was no doubt in your mind. It wasn't, you might find somebody better, or you knew that that was who you wanted, and you had healed, so that you could go forward.
right.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've dealt with other individuals throughout, but I
Right.
didn't open myself up to that. It was just like, it's like a hard boiled egg. You crack a little bit, but in order to get that all the way, you got to peel them all the way. And I wasn't allowing myself to be peeled by no one.
Okay. So let me just get that, make sure I heard you right. So from that initial meeting up until you came back, you said that were there other people in between that?
It was, but I wasn't. I was just hanging out. It was an STD, something to do.
Right. No,
Yeah,
I get that. I totally get that, because if we're human beings, we're people, but as far as you didn't want her to be that hangout chick, that STD, you know, did there you had something different with as far as with
yeah,
her, right? Okay,
yeah. I did.
I
I mean,
totally
you reach you reach a certain age in life where you get tired of
get that.
playing checkers.
Right.
So
So
I was past that.
did you at any point think that she might not be there when you got back?
I'm a firm believer in what I want, I will get.
Okay.
And
I feel that. I feel you.
again, I never, even back then, I didn't give her the notation that, hey, I want to kick it with you, because she didn't know like that. You know what I'm saying? So the interest for the both of us back then, it wasn't like, hey, whenever blah blah blah, we're gonna be together eventually. We never sat down and discussed that ever. We would see each other
Okay.
in passing. Hey, how you doing? and we just kept it moving right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah, it wasn't like okay, hold on, be there when I, you know what I'm saying? No, it wasn't never. Hey, wait for me, man. It wasn't
Right.
that.
Okay. 'Cause that's like not.
Well, and the one thing that I'll jump in real quick and say that one thing about destiny, when two individuals, when destiny collide at a place where both people have healed. So I too, you know me, I have been a serial dater. I've dated people, and some worked out, some didn't. But one thing that in dating, I would never say that I was necessarily exclusive. Okay, I'll take that back. I was exclusive in one situation until I found out the person was still married and all of that craziness. But I've always dated, I openly dated. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because one thing about my personality was I had stated long ago, even in my heydays, that I was only getting married once. And because I take marriage very sacred, like it's not something to do. It's not, I didn't want to interrupt anybody's or disrupt anybody's lives with playing games. And so
Right.
when she came back and we actually had a heart to heart, and of course I was the one saying, when I was asked my hand in marriage, I kept saying, well, we can wait, we don't have to do it. But one thing, and can I share? My baby is a 9-year cancer survivor, and so for her to, she looks at life totally different, and I thank God for that. She
Right.
is one that she doesn't she time is not always on our side, right? And when you've been given another leash at life, you take you take it with everything that you have in you. And she's taught me to not borrow from tomorrow, but live in today. And so she was like, I'm time waits for nobody. And you said that coming on the show today. And she was like, no, babe, you're my forever. You're my forever lady. You're my forever love. And I want to do this, and I want to get this done now. And me saying yes to her, and I love her with everything in me. And so here we are, the waves.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the thing about it.
Oh,
It with being a cancer survivor, definitely would put your life into perspective. And the thing about it is whether it's cancer or just naturally, you never know. You know what I'm saying? When
absolutely.
your last day on earth is going to be. You never know. People kind of, try to cheat time. And thinking that they're going to be here forever. My thing now, I mean, no, not many people die at 52, but my dad did. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Hmm.
so with that, and he had a heart attack, and heart attacks run in my family. So life is very precious to me. Even if
Absolutely.
I don't have a diagnosed thing, I have a generational thing that I have to look at as saying heart problems, things like that run in my family. So, you know, I'm everybody's on borrowed time, but even with
Absolutely.
that, you still have to, if you really want, I mean, you have to want it. If you want,
Absolutely.
then you will do what it takes. So let's just look at this letter, and I just the first thing that came out about on this was brokenness. I mean, everyone has a certain amount of brokenness. I think you were saying that earlier.
Yes.
Everybody does have a certain amount of brokenness, and we're always in a state of healing. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
So,
ma'am.
being broken, um, and I always run into broken people. So someone that just wears that label and says I'm a broken person really does not deter me. I mean, I'm broken in some places.
Yes.
It doesn't deter me. It only tells me that there, if I'm was to meet a person that says, "Hey, I'm broken," I'll be like, "Well, I'm broken. Let's heal together," or whatever. Or if someone actually comes up to you, which the word for broken person means emotionally unstable, basically, nobody just comes to you with a name tag that says, I'm emotionally unstable. Okay.
Right.
And the fact that Nico was able to, to at least recognize that she was too broken to be in a long-term situation, it's not that she was wearing that tag, but at least for herself, she was saying, I'm emotionally unstable right now to pursue this particular situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I get that.
To me, a person that's emotionally unstable, if you're trying to go into something new, you're going to bring that negative energy with that new relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to spend time talking about your brokenness versus how you can fix your brokenness. Period. That's
Right.
so draining. Like, who wants to sit up and hear that all fucking day? Like, I wouldn't. Shit.
Right. And it
So
can, I mean, but you're absolutely right.
that's like so draining. I mean, let's sit down and take some shots and talk about your unstableness because an unstable creature is no.
They
Put your
said a
face in.
double-minded man is
Uh,
unstable in all his ways. But let me say this. Let me say this when it comes to being emotionally unstable, because I think I have personally dealt with a lot of unresolved trauma and emotional baggage. I've come to a place, a more healed place, right? Because we're always healing, I believe.
Mhm.
But
mhm,
what I will say in this, and I'm so grateful to God, and I'm so thankful that he sent my baby into my life, because what he did, he was doing something that at the time I was unaware of until we began to talk and start to dissect some things in our lives. But the one thing that I realized was that um my baby came with some glue to help me mend some broken pieces that I didn't really want to deal with. And so a lot of times um in our healing process, God will send us exactly what we need to continue in that place. Now, is she the end all be all with my me working on me? Absolutely not, because we are collective, but we're individuals.
right.
And so we work on things individually, and then we work on things collectively. But what I have realized in being in our relationship prior to the engagement and prior to us now being married was that she came to help me along my journey. And I am so grateful for that, because a lot of times it's not necessarily what somebody does for you tangibly, but
Mhm,
it's the perspective, somebody giving you a different perspective on how you see things, how you deal with things. Where I am she calls me Spitfire.
mhm,
She is very calm. She's very mild mannered,
mhm,
contrary to popular belief. She's the we're total opposite when it comes to dealing with a thing. Where I am quick to pop off, she's
mhm.
like, baby, no, why don't we handle it this way instead of like that, and so to me, that's helping me become a better person in that, because yeah, I say all the time, I'm with it. And she's like, no, baby, we can't be with it. We got to do it this way. We got to do it the way that pleases God. And I'm like, okay, baby.
Oh,
So in a place of healing and somebody being emotionally unstable, I think a lot of times it's a blessing when someone can give you a different perspective on how you would normally do a thing versus um how you should, how you should do it, instead of a way that will make someone on the outside, the naysayer, so to speak, say, well, oh, girl, she just do it like this, and girl, she like this and she like that. Nico doesn't see me that way, because of course, when people meet you, everybody gets a different version of who you are. They would say the same thing about you, Cherie, right? Oh, is she this way? Well, it just depends on who the person is and how they see you. Some
mhm,
people don't have vision to see you.
mhm.
Nico sees me, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
It makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. It
A
makes
lot of
absolutely
sense.
perfect sense. So,
Yeah.
getting into this letter, it says it's crazy how women will accept a broken person, accepting a broken person. Um, um, I'm thinking that this little meme goes with it. The true mark of maturity is when someone hurts you and you try to understand their situation instead of trying to hurt them back. Okay. So in this situation, I think it kind of goes along with it as far as accepting a broken person. So it would take a mature person to accept a broken person. Is that what this is suggesting?
I can agree to disagree with that statement. Let me tell you. So I believe that it does take a certain level of maturity to accept a broken person, right? But I
Mm,
also, on the
Correct.
flip side of that, I believe that brokenness begets brokenness. A
yes.
lot of broken people think that they can fix the brokenness in someone else when they're broken themselves. And
Hmm.
that is so far from the truth. I think you have to get to a level of being healed in yourself
Hmm.
before
Yes,
you can try
yes.
to fix somebody else. Brokenness begets brokenness. I'm sorry. I've been in situations like that. I've
Hmm.
had people to take my broken self, but I've been on the flip side of that where I've taken broken people and thought that, I was going to be able to fix them. And you cannot fix somebody that is broken, it because a lot of people would much rather they like the attention of being broken than to actually heal.
Yes, you know what? That's
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad you said that because a lot of times it is used as an excuse because
Hmm.
now, of course, I posted this question earlier in a group where I'm a moderator, the Women of Color Lesbian Love and Support Group, and I got a few answers. And this one is kind of leading into that. Knowing you need to heal before bringing available people in the picture is ideal. Don't waste someone's time and expect them to not think 100 different things. Be the adult and not date until you're available. Then this whole situation can be avoided. So, I mean, one thing about it, like we were saying, nobody comes to you with a sign on their chest saying, I'm emotionally unstable. For the most
Hmm.
part, if a broken person emotionally unstable, which means that their emotions can be one way or the other. They can wear a mask. Like you said, they present themselves one way to the public. They may present themselves one way to their family and one way to people who don't know them. Okay.
Yes.
And so the issue here is if a broken person comes in um, and they don't look broken. You know what I mean? They
Hmm.
dressed up, they look nice, they, put on their mask, they can act a certain way. And usually in toxic situations, that's how it is, where that broken person will come in their highest vibration, on their highest
Hmm.
frequency, so that they can attach themselves to a more healed individual, you know,
Yes.
whether it's just by law of attraction that they're looking for someone to heal them, to fix them, to, help them in that way. So, just in my thinking, I think that a broken person, if they're toxic, they're gonna come at you in the way that a toxic person would, which is with a mask.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that will happen eventually. I agree with you 100%. I've had to talk to a couple of my younger cousins that her and her girlfriend, they live the same way. And I told them that it's kind of hard to fall in love with a person when you're broken. And
Mhm.
it's even harder when you're trying to love someone and both of you are broken and neither one of you see it, but other people do. It's like trying to put a puzzle piece together, but you're the missing piece and you can't see. You need to heal yourself before you can put that puzzle together.
Right. Awesome. So our friends from Sessions TV have joined us. Are you there?
Yes, we're here.
Hi. I hope you caught the first part of the show. We did play that video that you guys just uploaded to your YouTube with DJ Unladylike. So who's
Oh,
on the
okay.
line?
Uh, you can just call me Sessions, and then I also have J Cash here with us as well. Also known
Okay.
as Urban Nightlife Dallas. So for all of your parties, nightlifes, even daytime events, make sure you guys are following Urban Nightlife Dallas.
Awesome. So did you send me something? Now, I I sent you a link to the group so that you could add your flyer to that. But now that we are here, now that you guys are here in our chat today, do you want to join in on this hot pink letter today?
We were just actually listening to you guys. I think I'm gonna let you guys tackle this topic right here.
Okay. That's fine. So if you want to jump in or if you want to shoot me something that we can put up during the show to promote, if you guys, I think that whatever you sent me was something about a after party or something like that.
Yeah, that's perfect actually because we are actually. Well, I'm sorry, I'm actually not. I just do the sessions 365 TV, but J Cash Urban Nightlife Dallas actually does the after hours. So it's on Saturdays and Sundays. It's
Mhm.
from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. And I guess what you guys saw pretty much sums up kind of the party with, of course, a little bit more laid back activity as well.
Mhm. So what is Sessions 365 about?
So I started this platform basically to give lesbians, but I'm more dialed in on studs to give them a platform to be heard. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Sessions Three. I'm sorry, Say Cheese, but Say Cheese actually does it as well, but it's actually for the straight people per se.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course, they post a couple of studs here and a couple of lesbians here and there, but not many. So what my goal is, or yeah, what my goal is to actually basically be the lesbian say cheese. Give these guys a platform where they can be heard and seen, and eventually maybe we'll have like A&Rs coming to our platform just as they do say cheese to discover these different talents. Help these girls get deals. Um, and when I say deals, it can be from I might post a song and let's say Neighborhood Dallas is tuned in and they might like the song. They'll reach out to the artist. They'll work out um, a deal on how maybe the artist can have their song in one of their series that they have on YouTube. So that's like
Oh,
movie placement. You can actually have music on video games. So I don't know if you guys have kids or are familiar with video games, but like the football games, the Maddens, the basketball game, the 2Ks, and so forth, they actually have like playlists where they actually play music during while you're playing the game and so forth. So a lot of artists that may not be known like a I guess a what would you call it, like a mega star or like a superstar. Yeah,
right.
like maybe not like A list. So you might not
Are
know
these
them, but they're
local
actually
Dallas artists or are they from around the surrounding areas?
it's worldwide. My platform is actually global. So I post stud artists from Paris, France, from Canada, from the United Kingdom, Africa.
Well, that's how I found you because that's what of course what Hot Pink Radio is about. So we're going to be doing a lot of talking, and we're going to get back to this topic. But thank you for jumping in. I know this is Black Pride weekend here in Dallas, and you guys was probably a little busy. So I appreciate you guys coming and taking your time out. And of course, we're going to continue to talk about this Hot Pink letter. So if you want to jump in, then please feel free. So we
Yeah,
were talking about
I was just gonna
broken.
say, absolutely, and thank you for giving us the opportunity. I do apologize that we were a little late because you are absolutely correct. We actually do have another event for tonight.
Mhm.
I'm, we actually
You
have
want
two
to
more
give that
events
to
for
my
tonight.
inbox and I can load it up for you.
Yeah, send it to her. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have J Cash inbox you the flyer,
Okay.
and then yeah, so that you can upload it for us. If you could do me a favor real fast and tell me your name on Facebook again.
Cherie Stern, I just sent you like a thumbs up to your inbox just to kind of put myself back on top. Sherestern.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Now I wanted to look at one of the other answers. I think it's about when the broken person says this. Typically, it's not received well when it comes after a whole bunch of BS you put someone through. At that point, it merely appears like an excuse to end things. Do y'all agree with that? If you have
Yes,
already,
ma'am.
that's the difference, I think, with Nico and Kimberly, where
Uh-huh.
Kimberly, you said that, and Nico also, you said that you immediately realized that you were not in a position to move forward, so you did not, pursue anything. But this answer is saying that they usually cop to being the broken person after something has happened, and as an excuse to end things. What do y'all think about that?
That's really not fair to that person.
Mhm.
But I do agree with that. I do agree that people will use the "oh, I'm broken" card after you put me through some stuff. You know what I mean? Or after you put a person through some stuff, like, "oh, I'm broken, and you should have known that I was broken." No, 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 no.
Mhm.
You should have been honest
Mhm.
That's
about your brokenness,
Right.
instead of allowing the other person to get caught up emotionally, like
Mhm.
getting caught up with you. Now they have these feelings for you. It could be, a year or so down. Now y'all are loving each other, or that other person has fallen in love, and
Mhm.
now you want to use the, "oh, you should have known, this pattern of things. I am broken. You should have known that." No, 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 no. I think we need to be mature enough to say, "hey, you know what? I am healing, but
Mhm.
I'm not there yet." And allow that person, the other person, to make the conscious decision, make the decision for their life, to say, "okay, you know what? I can deal with this, or I can't." And check with me when you're healed. And if
Right.
I'm still available, then then we'll reassess it at that time. But I don't like that. Don't allow a person in, and then you holler, "oh, I'm broken." But
Right.
I'm broken. No, that's unfair.
And
Like my
then
baby said, that's unfair to the other person.
right, and then turn the tables on you and say that it's your fault for accepting them being broken,
Yes,
when
right.
yes,
really you
yes,
accept their representative that
yes.
appeared to want to move forward, but then when stuff got real, or when they got
That
tired, or when they got disinterested or bored, then being broken was
is
is
is is what they try to do. Or the other side of that too is they began to assassinate your character. Now
Right.
you're so horrible, and you're this, that, and the third, and you're this, that, and but you were just loving me.
Mhm.
Right.
But you this, that, and the third. I wasn't any of that while I was helping you. You know what I mean? While I assisted you to get to the place that you were, and then you felt better about yourself, but you're still using this brokenness to but it wasn't all of that when I was helping you get to where you are, or getting you established, or getting you back in a good place. Now you want to use that, and then, like you said too, Cherie, or a person get bored with you. Now that you've built them up, they want to take that somewhere else, and use it with another person, because that is the game that some play too. So, and I've been on both sides of that, right? Like, I've been an unhealed person. I've been a broken person who have manipulated people. I've manipulated myself in a situation, and then on the flip side of that, I've been the person that have been manipulated.
Right.
Um, oh yeah, you're everything to me, and then while you're helping them build to a place that they want to build to, some level of success maybe, and then once they get there, you're this horrible person that or you're this horrible person for not helping them in their brokenness, or you're the one that's wrong, because you knew that I was broken when you took me like this.
Mhm. Right.
Right.
It's
Right.
crazy. It is really crazy. And I mean, and even that in the letter, it says it is crazy. It's definitely crazy how women will accept a broken person, because actually it wouldn't be crazy if she knew that that person was broken in the beginning and accepted them because they have hope in that person. Okay.
Right.
because they're willing to work with them and work through whatever it is that they come with. I think we talked about that before. And then even that broken person was willing to engage and be accepted. That's the thing, like with what Nika was saying, even be accepted. Like, as she alluded to, and yeah, people, some folks might call it cocky or confident or whatever. I know I'm going to get what I want. Okay. But in that situation, is me getting what I want going to damage this person? You
Right.
know,
Yes.
you really want that person, then you're going to want to go into it healed anyway.
Right. But
Right.
some people like to continue to play the victim. That's why a
Mhm.
lot of people
Yes.
don't go into a relationship and say that they are broken. And that's because they like to be able to continue that narcissistic
Oh,
Man,
oh
and you
my
behavior
know
God.
what?
and to
That-
continue to play that victim.
You said it, girl.
Hurt,
I did not want to
listen.
bring up the N word.
No, 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 no. Real talk. Check this out, though. Hurt people don't like to be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
They want to
correct.
take.
Neither does narcissistic people. They don't want to be alone either. They
Yeah,
they want
Right.
they want to bring you into that, and then
they
they
want
want to they
continue. To, yeah, they
and then
want
they put themselves on this pedestal.
Mhm.
They get pleasure from
And
that though.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
let me tell you something. We can call it broken all day long, but a lot of people are just that narcissistic, and when you have that this superiority complex,
Hmm.
like it is you're okay, but it is everybody around you, everybody you've been with was the other, was the problem. No, if you're the only other common denominator in that relationship, you
Hmm.
might start taking a look at yourself.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Because at some point you
Yes.
got to look at you got to look at number one, like
Yeah.
what is it that I can do different? Because if I came into this relationship saying that every relationship I've been in was horrible, then I would have wanted Nico to run from me. No, every relationship I've been in, I played a part, and
Mm.
because I played a part and I realized it and I healed from those places, now I'm able to give my baby the opposite of what caused my other relationships to fail.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
take a quick break on
That
here and
comes
just
with
go
growth.
ahead. Yeah, y'all go
Yes.
ahead. I'm just gonna put this up here, but we are definitely gonna put it in the group. This Dallas Uncut official Pride After Hours. I think that's tonight. So I mean, people still have time to get out. I guess it's 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. BYOB hookah, full kitchen, $10 entry, sections and tables. And so this is the address down here, 3803 Sydney Street, Dallas, Texas, 75210. So we will go ahead and post that on the Hot Pink Radio group site and page. All right. And so we're going to be hopefully, beginning some business, because these guys at Sessions 365 have some really great plans and ideas for the music artists in the Dallas and surrounding areas community. So let's get back to this letter. Okay, this is another um, answer comment. Just Jay says the issue I see with this is, when did you realize you were broken and or toxic? Are you bouncing to heal, or because you've used and abused all you can? Come on. So you're moving to your next victim. I mean,
Oh
everybody seems
wow.
to agree on this.
Woo,
If she
Lord.
realizes she's not in a good place and steps away to actually work on her, good for her. If the boo accepted her woman broken and prefers that she stays that way, who would want that? That just so they can be or stay together, she's broken and toxic too. I love that answer right there. Okay,
Yes.
that sums it up in a nutshell right there. Because is that when did this person realize? I mean, Nico, as a person who was admittedly in a broken position, do you know at some point? I mean, and we all have been. And I'm just directing the question to Nico. You knew at the time. And also because you're the dominant masculine energy, and that's from that perspective, with all of us being on the opposite side, you have to speak for your folks.
what? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I'm saying, when did you realize that you were broken and toxic?
I was in a long-term relationship, right?
Mm,
And during that relationship, there was verbal abuse.
mm.
It turned physical.
Oh wow.
It became emotional, and it was just toxic. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a confrontational person, but however, a person can only take so much before they start to defend themselves. And once you start defending yourselves, you become that person too.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the years, I had to learn how to silence myself so that I wouldn't be a part of those type of uh, abusive episodes, if that's what you want to call it.
Right.
And when it ended all the way, I was just like, I put myself in this own predicament because I had many opportunities to walk away and close that part of my life. But once
Mm.
it finally happened and, put a seal on it, then I began to just think back, anything or anything that I dealt with, I had a partake in it, so I began to like write, journal, get more involved with God and just say, I need healing because I just vowed that I would never take that into another relationship because growing up as a kid, I seen that. I had always vowed and said I would never ever be married, and because I seen that what my mom went through, and I was just like, marriage or whatever was not for me, and I ended up, opening up that can, and then I shut it, and then it's like now, now that I'm in a place where I am 100% healed, then it only makes me to strive to make our relationship greater every single day.
I really like that.
That's just where I am.
Yeah, I really like that last statement from Just Jay that says if the boo accepted her woman broken and prefers that she stays that way, that definitely, should not be the case because then you definitely will end up in, abuse only begets more abuse. So at some point,
Yes.
there has to be
Yeah.
Yes.
a halting that says that, if it is best for both. If you really love them, then you will go away to a place and step away. I'm saying go away, but you'll step away to actually work on yourself for your own
Yes.
good as well as for the person that you want to be with.
You, I
Correct.
mean, at the end of the day, you have to. But the thing about it, and even within this LG whatever community, however the letters go, I don't identify as a masculine person.
I'm sorry.
At the end
Okay.
of the day, we are still females. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? When we take our clothes off, we still have a vagina. For those
Ba-
that
ba-
haven't had
baby, baby,
whatever.
baby.
But I don't identify as a masculine person. I don't label myself. I am who I am, and I love who I love. You know what I'm saying? So I've never been um, in that type of uh, identity crisis, is what I call it. But that's a totally different topic. But anyways, but just back to that, just being a healed person and knowing where I am now and loving my wife to the day that we end, and that's my goal every day to make her smile.
That sounds wonderful, and I can definitely hear it in your voice. On this last one, this lady says that she's been in a toxic relationship, and she said that she was being interpreted as being cold hearted and selfish. And she was also battling some other additional, for the MS, I believe, multiple sclerosis. So, some of those that brokenness comes organically, like you were saying earlier, you had dealt with a bout of cancer. What did that have a lot to do with it? Because in an organic situation like that where a person is also dealing with other physical or other issues that may cause things like anxiety and depression, um, is that is that factor, um, you know obviously it's valid.
Mm, I wouldn't say me dealing with cancer had any validation with
Mhm.
being broken or anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just that at that time, my family and the person that I was with, yeah, they were there, from sun up to sundown. But myself going through cancer was something that I had to deal with internally and emotionally within myself. Now, I once not use that as a crutch. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I immediately gave it to God. It was family members that I had going through the journey with me that cried day in and day out. That was just like, oh, this is the end of the world. I never once thought that. So when my doctor called me at 10 something at night, and personally, and told me that I had cancer, I immediately gave it to God. So that battle that I dealt with was already given to Him. So I never want you, say, okay, well, then this is my the end of my world, and this and then the third. I didn't do that. I
Right.
just took it for what it was, and here I am now. 9 years later. In a couple of months it'll be 10 years, and we're gonna have a party. You invited, FYI.
This is ongoing victory, honey. This is
Yeah,
ongoing.
yeah.
Wow. So, guys, we're at an hour, so I'll edit and take out about a minute or so of this. It won't be nothing important. That everything will get on to the broadcast. But I really appreciate you all coming and sharing your wonderful news with us, sharing your story and your situation. If you
Thank
ever
you.
want to come back, you don't even have to wait for an invitation. And Nico, I believe that you did allude to something that I do want to pursue further on on this show, about the masculinity issue. So if you don't mind, please, make yourself available so that we can talk about that on another show in
Oh
the
yeah.
near future. Okay.
What's that? Most
Well, I want
definitely.
to say to you, Cherie and Stephanie, thank you all so much for having us. My baby is a little more private than I am,
I
and I'm
get it.
not saying that I'm out there, but I respect her, and so thank you for inviting us. And
I get it, and thank
um,
you for accepting, because I do
yes,
understand. I definitely understand. So I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your story. For me, I thought, well, now since you did go ahead and break the news and let everyone see who your wife is,
yes,
we would talk about it, because I know, just from just from a place of knowing as a sister,
yes,
that there's
yes.
a story there that can help somebody and can help somebody else heal, especially me. Okay.
Well, thank you again for having
Absolutely.
us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us again on Hot Pink Radio, on the Hot Pink Letter. Again, our friends from Sessions 365 did have to go on off and pursue their other events for the night, which is this after party over here at this Dallas Uncut. So this flyer will be on the Hot Pink Radio group page and business page. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Good night.